All right, where are we? We got all kinds of shit going on this week. They just announced the new tournament, which is the Coastal Cliffs. I'm posting a walkthrough right now as I speak. It is uploading, and we've got the Big Apple 9-hole cup starting tomorrow. I don't know that I have any practice tokens in this account. I was just going to play some Tour 8. I was trying to keep myself, get myself up the ranks so that I can get into Tier 3, so that I can try and hook up with Dunner and Pro. So I'm playing my odd account during the 9-hole cup weeks in Pro. And let's check out. I think I'm just going to play. I don't have enough practice tokens to play. Let's see if the Tommy's got. Tommy has all of the sites up. Golf Clash Notebook doesn't have them. Let's check out hole number 1. See if there's any here that I need to practice from Pro. There are a couple of these holes that I think I do need to practice at least once or twice. That hole number 2 right there, I definitely need to practice from Pro. In Rookie, we try and get in here, but from Pro we can get in the same zone. I did the walkthrough on this the other day, and I didn't actually talk to people about going this way. I'm not a fan of this shit at all because of these little hollow areas. You're trying to get bounce, diddy bounce, diddy bounce. If you're off trajectory on this one, you are screwed. I mean, sometimes you can get lucky and it'll still go through, but you're hitting off of these little faces. So if you hit to the left, it's bouncing in an odd direction and it can go south. I'm a big fan on these types of holes of trying to establish how to set up the shot so that you can do a curl and just roll it down the fairway and avoid all these traps. Why would I try and hit through all of these traps when I can hit right down the center? It's a blind curl shot. You have to set it up almost like a max overpower hook, where you have to find a spot out here and then set up your shot. But I probably need to practice that from Pro just to get it down. Hole number 2 I need to practice. This hole right here is the benefit in Pro is that if you get a tailwind with a 5-power topspin boost ball, you can probably still make it over. But with a headwind, even with a topspin boost ball, I don't think you can make it over. So you'll have to hit up at the top and then drive it down into here and then do the shot to the cup. But I think with the tailwind, with the bigger winds that you get in Pro, that you could probably eke your way down there, but it would probably still take a topspin boost ball. I don't necessarily need to waste a ball on that. And I only have a few 5-power balls in my account, and I don't have any topspin boost balls in this other than those 4-power balls. Don't need to practice that one. Don't need to practice that one from Pro. This shot right here in Pro is a little bit different. You got to get your bounce so that there's a little yardage marker right here, and I always use that as my aiming point so that I'm trying to bleed myself out into the fairway, because if you're off on the left hand side, you run out of fairway really quick. And so I'm trying to get it so that I'm aiming more so that I can get a little bit more run out if I do happen to catch it a little thin on that rough. But in Pro, being back a tee, you either need to do overpower or you need to bring out a bigger power ball. So like normally in Rookie, you can do it with 3-power ball and get into that zone pretty easily. And from the Pro tees, you might have to bring out a power 5 ball in order to get to that spot. Hole number 7, don't need to practice that from the Pro tees. Don't need to practice that one from the Pro tees. And I don't really like I like the new pin placements on the non-par 3 holes, but the par 3s, man, they are so much rougher. This hole right here from the Pro tees is definitely worth practicing because it's a blind curl shot as well. So I'm going to practice hole number 2 and hole number 9, and then we'll see where it goes. I may just play some Tour 8. Tour 8 Pro. Let's practice. Let's see what I got for bags. I only have a few practice tokens here. And APOC. Only have a few of those balls. I'm going to try it with a... I like the side spin. I'm going to try it with a Kingmaker. And we're going to practice hole number 2. Let's practice hole number 2. Let's practice it. Let's practice it once, just so that I can see how I want to shoot it. You can lay it up out there and you can be super safe about it, or you can try and pound it down through the gap. I'm going to try and pound it down through the gap just to see what it looks like. Just to see what it looks like. I'll play hole 2 and hole 9, and then I think I may just go play some tour 8. I'm just playing. I'm trying to actually have some fun with the game, and that's the whole thing, is these tournaments every week just burn you out. From Playdemic's perspective, or EA Sports perspective, you know, like, hey, every week they can have a special ball, but we don't necessarily have to have a tournament every freaking week. Every week. Oh, it's got a white ball. Oh, a big ass headwind. Big ass headwind. Right into the whoo, just missed it. See if we can get our curl right. So normally in rookie, I'm 4 rings off of. What you're trying to do is cut the distance there to the right. So I forgot to turn my grid on. I'm gonna put my blue ring off of that rough. I'm going to put max and max. Blue ring off of that rough, just for the wind. 4, 6, there should be 3 rings. Let's see if a blind curl shot will get me through the gap. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if I need to move to the left or the right. Need to move it. I was blue ring off, and I need to move it at least another ring and a quarter in order to get. We're practicing, dude. What are you getting all jiggy about? And the thing is that I can recover from there, and you can't recover from where you're at. So fuck you. This is where you'd like to win a chest, just so that you can go ha ha. So I was blue ring off on that. If I had my grid line up, I could set it up, I think, where that rough area peninsula is out. Nice shot. Nice shot, my man. Nice shot. .58, it's about 3 rings. We'll see if that curl helps me. Oh, almost made it out. I was trying to give myself enough room so if I caught a grate like that, I could still get it over. Now he's pissed because I responded to him. Stu from the locally hated, you're right. I agree. Internationally hated as well. We don't discriminate here. I did like it in the days when we had shootouts on every fucking hole. I understand when you're doing a practice thing you don't get shootouts, but I did like it when every single time you played you had the opportunity to win a chest. Playing in tournaments I forfeited a lot just because to speed up the video, but this is one of those cases where I'd really like to go out there and make sure I win. No dice. And that kind of headwind is not conducive. headwind laid me back a little bit and kind of helped that shot out from where I was at, but I still think I need to go at least a couple, maybe a ring and a half more to the left. We'll go look at the hole when we're done here. Let's turn my grid on, that would help. The test pattern. Let's go look at that hole, hole number 2. So in rookie, what I'm doing is, see my center line, this line right here? I usually line it up so that the center line is off of this peninsula, and then I want to be, in rookie, I want to be 3 rings off of that. So I've got the screen spun so that it's facing off like in this direction, so you're square up with this peninsula. But in pro with a 3 power ball, I was back off of this peninsula, and I had my blue ring off of this area right here. So if I would have looked at where my ball guide was, I'll have to take this shot 1 or 2 more times, but from that spot I need to be left like a ring and a half off of, maybe white ring off of this area when you're in a max over pull, and see where that puts me when I'm on this line. So if I put my center line directly along the line of my path, see where I'm at. It may be like dead center, or I may be just like a half a ring to the left of it, and use that as my starting spot to try and get the right angle. Because when you're out on a hole like this and you're doing a blind curl shot, you're facing off into this direction and you're trying to make up this angle. So this is the angle you're trying to make up as far as curl. So knowing what kind of curl you have in your club and like what you can get out of it. And in that situation, I ended up in the sand. Now the wind pushed me back, because the wind was headwind, and it pushed me back in the spot, and I still ended up in the sand. So I'll have to go out there and practice that several more times, but I definitely need to move my shot to the left in order to open up the fairway, because I hit the sand with pretty good speed. So normally I don't try and get all the way out here. Normally I just try and get right through the mouth. If you're right inside the mouth, you're at minimum wood to take this shot, and so you have a little bit of a window right here. You could actually start on the other side to take your shot, but I usually like to be a minimum and take bounce number 1 and then come over to it. You can start off over here, and you can get a really good shot at it if you can start off on the other side, but typically you're starting off on the other end and then getting a bounce over. Got an opportunity there. We got some looks on that one. Hole number 9. Hole number 9, same thing. It's all about, once again, it's a blind curl shot, so it's figuring out what kind of curl you have in your club. And I really, really do not like to take these shots with max overpower. This next hole is one of those ones that I really like to take with just regular, without having to do any overpower on it. But we'll see. We'll see. Hole number 9. Hole number 9. Practice, practice, practice. It's been a long time since I played this one in pro. This used to be way back in the day when these holes first came out. They were in Tour 9. The first time we ever played these holes was in the Christmas tournament in 2017, and brutal holes, especially back then, because I had like mid-level clubs. They were brutal. And back then you had mid-level clubs, you had no way to compensate for it. Now you can compensate for mid-level clubs with better balls. With top spin boost balls, with 4 side spin balls, 5 side spin balls. And take a club that doesn't have a lot of curl in it. I'm going to do 2 top spin. I want to do max curl. I don't think I can do max curl unless I pull way out here. I'm going to start off white ring off on the other side of the fairway. I might be able to put on just a little teeny bit more topspin, 2.5. 6-2. It's 4-5. There's 6-2. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. See if we can get that shot down. Just like that. Just like that. That's the area. Blind curl shot. The deal there is I kept going to the left because I was trying to open it up, because if you put that much curl on there, you got to watch where your second bounce is. This is what I see a lot of people do when they're setting up curl shots. They're so focused on where they're going to end up and where they're starting that they forget to look at their second bounce. And when they apply all the curl, the curl comes around, and then the second bounce clips the rough, and it doesn't get them to where they wanted to get. So in order to open that up, you have to open up the lane more. And in order to open up the lane more, even though you want to go to the right, you got to pull to the left. See, right there. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't get where they wanted, but I can tell you that the shot from down at the bottom is much better because you can get over the sand and do a rough bump. Now, with this headwind, it's not, I would have either needed to bring out a little bit bigger ball or hope that I didn't have headwind or get just a little teeny bit farther, but I'm going to do 6. I don't think I have enough room to work the wind out, but I'm going to try and do 6. Puts me 2 rings into power. Getting it perfect. Just a bit outside. Just close. It's probably better to hit that with a 4-power ball just so that you can always be in the right spot, and if we're on days where we have any kind of headwind like that, you can have room to work out the wind. Or a 3-power ball that's got really low wind, like really low wind, lower than 3. Try and cut it down. You can bounce over, but if you can get all the way down to the tip, you open up the possibility for that rough bump, and that rough bump is beautiful. All right, took a couple shots. I think the first time in play I'll have a better understanding of it. Perfect. Eagle. There's a couple blind curls for you. All right. What kind of time we got here? 18 minutes. I'm going to play a couple of tour 8s just so I can get my ass kicked. I got my ass handed to me last night. I think I played like 8 and I think I only won 2. And I like to be a 75% player and I only won 2. Let's make sure I got some bags set up. So that's a normal bag, that's a normal bag. This bag was set up for the last tournament, but I'm going to set it up. I'm going to actually play with my Horizon. I'm trying to get used to playing with my Horizon, and this is a Goliath bag. I'm going to bring a Guardian. I think I'm only going to play with these 2 bags. I'm going to switch that out for a Grizzly. I'm going to use this as my primary bag to play today. Let's switch to a Quasar. I need to bring out a big ball if I'm just playing some one-on-one. But I do like side spin, so I got that going for me. Hole number 8. Here we go, Smashing Pumpkins. The Smashing Pumpkins clan. I planted some pumpkins out in my front yard at the end of my driveway. I'm hoping that I can get them to go so that when Halloween comes, I can go out there and paint them with glow-in-the-dark paint. And I don't have to do anything. I think I might actually be able to make it all the way over. If I catch that. Use that wind to my advantage. (7.2) or 7.5. I'm going to put all the wind back on it. I don't think I need to do all the curl. I probably needed to do all the curl because of how much more it's going to throw me out into that fairway, but I might get lucky. Overshot it. I should have put all the curl on it. What was I thinking? I usually only like to do 2 different shots, no curl or all curl. There are sometimes you put a little bit of curl on for flavor, just to bring the ball back to the center of the fairway, but usually when I'm doing more than just a little bit of flavor, I like to either do max or none. And it's very seldom on a drive that I don't put any curl on. I usually put some curl on drives. Now they went way out there. It's like 7.5 a ring set, and they went way the hell out there. It's gonna have to be close. That'll be good. That dog will hunt. That dog will hunt. I tell you. There's Max. There's Max. There's mid. So I'm still in the 2 per ring range. .66. How close can I get? Pretty damn close. There's 6.7. I should say 7 miles per hour, not 6.7. Hitting it perfect. Let's see how close I was. I was right on track. Right on track. If I'd had a little bit of steam on that, or if I'd have put a little bit closer, I might have went in. I count them at, so when I'm at max club with my Nirvana, it's 2 per ring, and when I'm at mid club, it's 4 per ring. And you would think that 3/4 club would be 3 per ring, but I've tried that. I've worked those numbers, but it seems like when you're at 3/4 ring that it still wants to hit the 2. At least that's how I play it. But when I start getting towards mid, when I'm at like, even if I'm at like 5/8, if I'm closer to mid than I am 3/4, I start playing the 4 per ring. And you find yourself in 3/4 club a lot. Or at least I find myself in 3/4 club a lot. So I've had lots of opportunity to play that 3/4 shot, and I tried 3 per ring for a long time, and I was always just a little off. And when I just went, hell, I'm going to play it like it's a max shot at 2 per ring, I had a lot more success. A lot more. Play Demick. Advertising tequila. I wonder if, because I post these videos on YouTube, like with child stuff, you can't advertise alcohol to children. I wonder how that works. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I really don't care one way or the other, but you would think that a video game wouldn't advertise tequila. I like tequila. I go to Mexico. In Mexico, they have a lot of tequila they don't export. You can only get it if you're in Mexico. There's a service down there where you can go in, and they marked every tequila you've ever drank at the service. I always go down there and try some. Try a few more. You can You can mark like how you really liked it or what you thought of it at the time, and so that when you go down there the next time, you won't have to like, hey, I can't remember, there was one that I liked, so you can grade them. You can buy some while you're down there and bring it home. I got some tequila. I can't remember what brand it is, but it is like drinking water. It is true blue agave. It's not like that shit that you buy in the United States. I think Jose Cuervo, they made whatever it is they made, and then they ran it over blue agave, and then they said, okay, now it's tequila because we filtered it over blue agave, but it's not. If you try some real tequila from Mexico versus Jose Cuervo is crap. Jose Cuervo is what you drink when you're about 6 shots in, and you really don't care what it tastes like anymore. You're like, I don't care. $5.7. It's 1.1 per ring, so I'm gonna do, there's 5.5. I'm gonna do half a ring over. Hitting it perfect. El Perfecto. Close. Close. That was close to 10%, probably like 7.5% over. Winner, chicken dinner. See if they'll replay. No dice. Make me go through the rigmarole all over again. And I'm somewhat happy. Where am I at in the deal? I'm Pro 3 right now, so if I get up into this zone, then you're looking at expert. This account has been to masters, so I'm not sure if you get an expert rating, like where that puts you as far as your weekly, as far as your tournament stuff, because I'm trying to get this account to tier 3 and pro, but I'm not sure if the only thing that affects it is tournament play, or if where you're ranked in the weekly rankings affects it as well. Not sure. Somebody knows, they can post it on there. I'm not sure. I would think that if you're higher rated in the weekly bracket that you would go up, but that's not necessarily true. Shy Fang, we just played these holes. Just played them. Well, we didn't play all of them. This one wasn't in the tournament. So normally a one-on-one, I try and go exactly where my opponent's going, down there at the end, and you can do a blind curl shot, or a blind curl shot on this as well. But a one-on-one, I think I play it to the left. Because I can't remember where to set it up in order to get the run to get all the way down to the end. Nice shot. Nice shot, my man. Nice shot, man. Now, I suppose I can use that wind. Trying to get out into that zone. A little bit of curl for flavor. Okay, there's 7.5. There's 8.9. There's 10.5. And a little bit of curl for flavor. One ring great to the right. Don't go too far. That's the deal. No, I'm not sure if I can hit it all the way over there from here. I think I can. I think it's a wood shot from here. I think it's a long iron shot for them. Short iron. Good to go. Even better. They got a serious shot of making this. If I was in my Hornet at level 6, I loved my Hornet at level 6, 7, and 8. I ruined it by raising it to level 9. Ruined it. It was a deadly club when it was 6, 7, and 8. I am afraid right now, because if they know how to hit their Hornet, that's in the hole. Close. I think they would have missed to the left if they would have had the distance. Do I have enough distance to get over there? I do. Do I have enough oomph to get it to stop at the cup? Maybe. Okay, there's 7th. If I can move the ring set instead of the course. There's 7.5. There's 8. 9. I'm going to go just a little farther than that. Okay, now 1 ring great to the left. Oh, didn't move it enough. Probably should bring my calculator out so that I can figure this shit out, because that definitely looked like it was downhill. So if I added on 10%, 1.1 times 8.1 divided by 1.5, that'd have been 6 rings. Could have swore I moved it a little over 6 rings. We'll just make this shot so we can catch up. No big deal. No big deal. Don't you like how the wind was blowing dead in our face 8 miles an hour, and now 5 seconds later the wind is blowing 9 miles an hour the other direction? When wind changes this drastically, that fast, we call this a tornado. That is the one bitch that I have, like we've always had in these, when we're playing one-on-one, is why is it that in one-on-one we have to have variable wind, but in tournaments the wind's always blowing? Like if the wind starts off and it's blowing from the left to the right, it doesn't matter where you are, the wind was blowing from the left to the right. The course may change direction. The course may dog leg, so the wind's blowing like this, and the course dog legs, and so on the drive shot you've got more tailwind, but on the shot to the cup you've got more side wind. But the wind was consistent, whereas here, one shot I got 8-1 and the next shot I got 9-3, and they're totally opposite directions. I mean, think about just normal weather. Okay, this is not possible. It is possible, but that means we're in a storm, and we don't play golf during a fucking storm. Just saying. Just saying. At least I don't. Graphite or steel clubs. Lightning. Probably not conducive. Probably not good for your health. I'm outside sitting on the back patio. That's why you guys can hear cars. I got my feet up, chilling out, enjoying the good weather. Divided by 1.5, 6 rings, 6 and a little. One ring great to the right, which will be problematic on the 2nd or 3rd bounce. Right there. Now I got my work cut out for me. And I got my work cut out for me because I have a Guardian. So I like the distance on the Guardian, but it doesn't have a lot of topspin. So it'll be problematic. Big dog would work better, but there's times when you're doing shootouts, the Guardian comes in handy because sometimes you get really bad wind on some of these shootouts, and with a Guardian you can put backspin on it and get up close to the hole and you can stick it. My opponent's using a good ball. Why would you waste a good ball on Tour 8? I'll forfeit to get one of those balls. How about we do that? Is there a forfeit to get the ball? Forfeit to steal their ball button? How come we don't have one of those? Man, there's no way I can fight against that wind. That means I have to bounce it over from here. This is where bigger side spin would help. I'm going to eke up there as close as I can possibly get. 7-3. There's 7-5. One ring great to the right. Give myself a look. It's probably short iron range. I don't have any of my club numbers with me, so I'm not sure. I think my Hornet hits. I should be in, if I am in anything, I should be in wedge. I should be wedge from there. If I'd had side wind or tailwind, I could have made it over easily with a Guardian, but that headwind, since the whole ring's at 7.5 and that wind was at least 10% high. There's max. There's mid. Something like 2.4 per ring. So 10.8 divided by 2.4, it's 4.5 rings. See where that puts me. Perfect. Getting it perfect. That should be in the hole. In the hole! Go home, ball! In the hole! And you can see when I pulled it off, I was right on the other side of the cup. The way that wind was going, it was barely affecting it. That was perfect. Perfect. Gave myself a shot. Got to the shootout. Fairway to green. Get to the shootout. Beat him in the shootout. I ain't afraid of no shootouts. I'm afraid. That ball explosion was actually pretty cool, but I'm not sure. What's funny to me is there's so many of these games that, like, they do shit. It's just like watching some movies. They cater to the crowd that they want to get. They don't cater to the crowd that they have. .33 rings, and I think I need to add on. There's 5. Do 5 and a little. 5.75. And I hit it great to the right. I got that going. I think a perfect would have been a little bit better. My opponent giving me shit. What is that ball? It's a 4 power, 4 backspin boost, 5 side spin, 3 wind ball. I would definitely forfeit this match to get that ball. Just have one of those in my inventory. I don't have any 4 power balls like that in my inventory, so I would definitely forfeit just to get one. And they're doing overpower, and they're doing curl. Hey, shit, dude, you're gonna be closer than me, I can guarantee you. But like you didn't need to put all of that shit on the ball. Man, this guy's annoying. I was talking about like age groups, like for instance, the D&D movie that just came out, the average person that plays D&D is probably like Golf Clash. We're, like 35 to 45 years old. There are younger people and there are older people. I'm older and I still play, but they cater to the kiddies. It's like watching these Star Wars movies. Some of these Star Wars movies should be dark. Like, they're out killing Jedis, but they're catering to the kids to try and get the next generation into the Star Wars movies, when the average audience that's out there watching it is in their 40s and 50s, because we all watched Star Wars in the 70s, but they're not catering to us. And so the people that are older that have been with it for a long time are disgusted with the franchise, but they don't care about us. They don't care about their core audience. They're trying to pick up the next audience. Same thing with these hole explosions. They act like we're all 3 years old and that we think these hole explosions are just the greatest thing since sliced bread. But like, hey, we're, like the average person is like 35 to 45 that plays your game, and we could care less about hole explosions. What we'd really like is like maybe more than once a year, we'd like you to give us something. Like, hey, try something out, or here's a free pack of balls. How often do we get anything free from Golf Clash? Not very damn often. Not very often. What do I have? What do I have in there? Let's make sure we're not missing some challenge. What's the next one? Score a birdie or better in 2 games in a row. All right. How much time we got? Hey. 42 minutes. I got time for one more. One more loss. And then I gotta go. I got time for one more brutal beatdown. Maybe we can end on a high note and actually get a chest. I lost that last one. That was my fault. My opponent didn't beat me. I beat myself. It'd be helpful if I just used my damn calculator. It's sitting right here. All right. And the one thing I did learn is that we don't need max top spin. Divided by 1.5, 6.33 rings. Here's 633. Let's push the forward direction back into it. And I cut it 2 rings great to the left. That's not going to help. It's going to put me in the same place I was before. Still put too much topspin on it. Good to know. I'm making this rough bump right here. I'm making this rough iron shot right here. Of course, we got a 9-mile-an-hour tailwind, so we'll have a 10-mile-an-hour headwind on the next shot. It'll be absolutely opposite. Could have left all the topspin on. I might have been able to make it to the other side, other than those sand traps out there. You used the power 3 ball, dude. Come on. Okay, there's max. There's mid. And once again, I'm in the 3/4. So 8.1 divided by 2. It's 4.1 rings. See if I can get away with 2 topspin or 2 backspin. 4.2 rings. It's 4.05, but I'm going to add a little on. There's 4.2. Oh, I hit it great this time. But if I was going to hit it great one way or the other, that was the side to hit it on. Still didn't have the distance. That backspin still woed it up too quick. It was definitely great to the left. Definitely, definitely. With an extra mile, 7 would have been 3 rings and 3.5 rings. That was definitely three and a half. Well, you had a power 3 ball, dude, so if you can't recover with the Titan, you can't recover the king of balls. That's right, you heard it here. I can't say that there's much in this game that you could attribute to me, but anybody that says the king of balls, that came from me. Anybody that says rubbing the nubs, that came from me. Anybody that talks about transitional surfaces between one cut of the rough, the cut of the rough and the fairway, or the second cut of the rough when you're in a transitional surface, that came from me. No bueno. That probably came from Spain, but I'm gonna take credit for it. There's several ways to play this hole as well. Typically in tournament play, I play it just like my opponent is, from that side right there, and bounce it over. But with this headwind, I think they're right up against the red line. I think when they go to pull the wind out, are they right up against the red line? Yeah, they are right up against the red line. I'll be taking this with a wood. Faux freaking show. Faux show. Grizzly. 4.7 times 1.2 divided by 1.1. 5.12 rings. .12 rings. There's 5.12. Getting it perfect. El Perfecto. Now we'll see how far that thing will get sucked down the hill. Probably should have taken out 30. I should have added on like 30% when there. I only added on 20. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Wow, I can't believe I won. Did I win? I might have broke even there. Oh, my opponent wants to play again. Gotta play. Gotta play him. My electronic cigarette just died. Got that going for me. Now they got a market advantage with the bigger ball on this hole. Market advantage. I can give myself at least a little bit of a shot at it, because they ended up in the sand. And I will tell you that it will get all the way over. Okay, so I'm going to start off right there. We'll see. We'll see if I can make it over. See if that wind had the effect that I thought it did. It did. It did. Now roll down the hill and roll back towards the cup. There you go. There you go. Don't make me have to do that putt. You know I suck at putting. Be close or get good at long putts. And I'm never going to be good. I've played the game for too long to ever get good at the long putt. So I've just relegated myself to, I got to get close. Because I suck at long putts. Sometimes you have to recognize your weaknesses. And if it was a buddy, I'd go to a shootout. But it's not a buddy. So I ain't going to a shootout. Take the win when you can get it. Let's see if they want to replay again. Replay one more time? Come on, dude. I don't think they want to replay now. You want to rematch one more time? Come on, dude. I gave it to you. All right. There you have it. You got some bonus content. At least you got one extra hole. What's the promotion zone? Oh, I am in the promotion zone. Have to play a few more times this week to maintain a promotion zone and get into expert. I need to start working on this account because I'm starting to run out of clubs for the club card trading. I still have clubs left for the club card trading, but I am starting to get to the point where like I only have like one in each of the clubs that I have, so I only have like maybe 30 days left. So if I want to continue to participate in the club card trading in my 77 account, I think I have I have over a year still, because I still do play that account, and it started off with a whole bunch. I wasn't quite one of those people that I was able to max out just about every one of my rares on day one. There was only a couple that I couldn't max out, but I didn't play enough. I haven't played any high level stuff in my 77 account, so my epics have always been just grind them up. The only thing that's helped me with my epics, if you look at my 77 account when I play it and you think, wow, you're playing with those epics, I got all of that shit through the club card trading, and I would have never got any of that shit if newer players hadn't bitched about, hey, I've got 2 extra club cards and I don't have anything to do with them and I want something to do with them, so they came out with the club card trading. If it hadn't been for the club card trading, I'd still have level 2, level 3 epics. But they bitched, and I had thousands and thousands and thousands of extra cards, so I wasn't bitching. I just thought, that's just part of the deal. I actually thought they should just make us use all of them on a putter so that we could upgrade our putters, but they didn't do that. All right, there you have it. That was a few Tour 8s and a couple shots for the upcoming 9-hole cup, just so I can practice it in pro. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one, and stay safe.